Hello there, this is the only sweep picking lesson you'll ever need. By the end of this video, your sweep picking will still probably be really shitty, but you will learn what to practice and how to practice. It will take time. If you're looking for instant results, I strongly suggest you to play something easier like the bass. So our main focus will obviously be the right hand today, but let's get the left hand out of the way first. I'll just show you the shapes. We'll learn 2 3-string arpeggios and 1 5-string arpeggio. Don't worry about the picking yet, just play however you're comfortable, and you can screenshot the tabs if you like. So the first one is you start with the 9th fret, G string, and then 10th fret, B string, 8th fret, E string, and then 12th fret, E string again. This is E, A, C, and E again. So it's an A minor arpeggio. If you don't know any theory, don't worry, we won't use it that much in this video, but you would actually need to learn some theory in the future if you ever want to go from a guitar playing loser to a guitar playing loser who knows some theory. And if we make the C into a C sharp, so the 8th fret E string to 10th fret E string instead, then it becomes an A major arpeggio. So there you go, these are our first 2 shapes. Just look at the tabs. Again, don't worry about the picking, we will get a close-up later. And lastly, our 5-string arpeggio goes like this. If we extend this minor arpeggio that we learned to here, it becomes a bigger A minor. Bigger, but still a minor, so be careful. We start at the 7th fret, A string, and then hammer on to 12, and then 10th fret, D string, and then the rest of the arpeggio is the same. I know this is a big stretch. If you're not comfortable with it, you can just move this whole shape like up here. Maybe. If you're not sure how to do that, you can just add the same number to all of the tabs, and then you basically get the same shape but moved up a bit. And each day when you're comfortable with that stretch, you can just move the shape down 1 fret until you get here. So let's get to the main dish. If you have never attempted sweeping before, you would pick these notes like this. And although there are some players who manage to do that amazingly well, you and me are not Steve Morse, especially you. So we'll just minimize the motion by going directly to the next string like this. And the most important part of all sweep picking is that your pick should fall to the next string and then rest there. Not for too long, it's not sleep picking for God's sake, but you will do the same just a millisecond after to the next string and then the next string. Like this, I'll show you. And going up the arpeggio, geographically up by the way, it is actually going down pitch-wise. Obviously you don't have the gravity that way, like pulling you down. Instead, you'll just gonna be pushing the next string just a little bit. What you never wanna do is that to pick each string individually like this. It's really inefficient and it absolutely looks disgusting. So before we apply all of this to the arpeggios that we learned, the last thing I'll mention is that just before when you're changing directions, you will change the direction of your picking as well. Just before that. What I mean by that is if you're going down like this, after this note, I will start to go up again. So I'd start with down picking. Let's apply all of these to the first arpeggio that we learned. So we start with down, 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 up, pull off, up, and then lastly down. The last note actually belongs to the first note of the next loop, like this. Another key thing that will be really obvious when we get to the 5-string arpeggio is that When you change strings, your hand position will change as well. So what you want to do, this is my advice, this is not a rule, because there are some players who do the otherwise, but you can try to keep the same relative hand position by moving your arm. There are a lot of players who don't move their arm, like Ingve. I think Ingve picks it mostly with his wrist, but there are some players who do that. But what I generally recommend is that you move your arm as well, not too much, and definitely not here. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this motion. You move your arm when you're changing the strings, so you keep the relative position of your wrist to the strings the same. So let's get to the 5-string one. We start with the 7th fret and then hammer on to 12. We start with down picking on the 7th fret and then D string 10th fret, down, 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 up, and then a pull off. Up, 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 up. The reason that we haven't changed our direction when we get to the A string is that because it ends with this 12th fret A string, but we will also play the A string in the first note of the next loop, the 7th fret. In order to start with down picking in the first note of our next loop, we play an upstroke there. Does it make sense? When you're practicing these, you can just loop the top part separately or the bottom part. You can practice these parts separately as well. Right now we're just getting a feel for the technique, so don't forget the resting motion, don't forget your arm movements, and don't worry about the metronome. We won't use it in this video or ever really. So naive, so young. Best years of your life to spend it on sweep picking, or wasted on sweep picking actually. So let's get into metronome. There are basically two ways that we can play these arpeggios, and we will do them both to improve our rhythm perception for sweep picking, I guess. The first one is triplets. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1, like that. And the second one is 8 notes. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. A good way to get the feel for the metronome is that to figure out first which notes actually fall on the downbeats, like this. If I'm playing triplets, for example, this note, 1, 2, 3, and then this note, 1. So it will be like pa, pa, ta, ta. Or if I'm playing 8 notes, it will be like pa, 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 pa. So this note, and then we skip this, and this note, etc. These fall onto the downbeats. You can try to just listen for that downbeat and then try to match those notes to the downbeat, and then the rest will come easier. So when you're practicing these, set the metronome really slow and then increase it only after if you're able to play it 5 times in a row without any mistakes, or until you get a girlfriend, whichever comes first. And then you can increase the tempo a little bit. We generally combine sweep picking with other techniques, like for example sliding, or maybe tap sliding. These are mostly out of our scope in this video. It's really just gimmicks, to be honest. Like when you're actually able to play the sweep picking part right, these are not that hard to add on top of it. So we don't really need to cover these in this video, but just so you know that you can combine it with different techniques, or you can even add some notes that don't belong there, like, or maybe like, to make the arpeggio something cooler, like the minor add 9 that I did there, or the minor 7th. But you can really figure out these on your own if you really got the technique down on your fingers, and then you know some theory, obviously. Thanks for enduring me and this video. You really need to spend some time on this if you want any kind of results. Like, this should be obvious that it's not like nothing's gonna happen overnight. It's not like crypto, you can't expect any results unless you actually earn them. So I suggest you to play everything really slowly, practice it in a really slow tempo with a metronome, but there's nothing wrong with the occasional speed burst in a tempo that you can't play right now. I would argue that it is actually beneficial to do that. Just like how running is not walking but sped up, this isn't either. So you also need to teach your hands the speedy movements. I would suggest you to play maybe 80% of the time really slowly, but the other 20% you can try to play in a tempo that you can't play yet, and then fail, get the speed into your hands, let it not be clean, and then try to clean that up. So our two approaches are play cleanly and then speed that up, and also play fast and then clean that up. If you approach these in these two ways, you will get faster results. If you want any private guitar or music lessons, you can DM me on Instagram. I have the link below in the description. And please like the video because I desperately need the attention. Bye.